Marketing and sponsorships in Formula One used to be very simple. Pay a lot of money and you could see a tiny logo of your brand on a car. Pay even more and you could see a huge logo of your brand on a car. Cool sponsors were plentiful, and tobacco found its golden age of sponsorship on some of the most beautiful liveries we've ever seen in the sport. But everything eventually changes, and Formula One sponsorship is quickly adapting to the digital age. Everything is more content-based as teams find ways to connect with more fans, even when the race is finished. Every team adapts very differently, but I think McLaren is adapting the best. And here's why. It's pretty easy to see the difference with its cars when you compare the current cars to the disasters from 2016 and 17. It's pretty well known that McLaren was in turmoil when it partnered with Honda. The management was crumbling from the top down as shareholders tried to buy each other out while neglecting the Formula One team. The F1 team itself had a pretty toxic relationship with Honda, and the relationship was in constant public display through the words of Fernando Alonso. It was time for change. Our shareholders finally took steps and replaced Ron Dennis with marketing genius Zak Brown. Brown's been instrumental to McLaren's commercial and on-track success. He's been associated with motorsport and Formula One since the 1990s, and he, with his brand Injust Marketing International, have been huge behind sponsorship deals that are pretty recognizable to this day. He and JMI were quoted to source deals such as the Hilton-McLaren partnerships back in 2005, as well as the UPS deal with Ferrari and Martini with Williams. While Zak may not link sponsors with other teams on the grid anymore, he is still a veteran in the field, and he has played a key role in attracting more than 40 partners to McLaren. His first steps in bringing McLaren back to commercial viability were to restructure marketing, which is now headed by Mark Waller, who has previously worked with big corporations such as the NFL. Most of the leadership was changed and the group was heavily restructured, and now includes a much bigger group for social media. McLaren is one of the smartest teams on the grid in terms of sponsorship. It constantly rotates sponsors on and off the main spots of the car, depending on where they're racing. They also don't have a title sponsor. It may seem like a downside, but it helps keep McLaren itself more relevant as you don't have a name change every 3 to 5 years. That focus is one of the biggest differences compared to the McLaren of the past. It's very relevant in the automotive scene, more than ever before, so keeping its name and color palette true to its original identity is important because it keeps McLaren, the brand as a whole, consistent throughout various motorsports and fields. One of those fields that they're doing well in is digital media. McLaren's digital media team consists of 12 to 13 people, with 2 people focused on video production, and the rest focus on strategy, social media, and RM. McLaren's highlight with digital media has definitely been the Unboxed YouTube series, which gives fans a glimpse into what goes on behind the scenes during a race weekend. The run-and-gun feel of the videos, with pretty natural, almost flat coloring, and this kind of handheld, shaky camera look really contributes to this really raw feeling. There's no background music, no direct speech from the drivers or team members. It all just feels like a fan moving through the garage and seeing what happens passively, which might just be the intention behind the series. But this is marketing after all, and Unboxed does it very cleverly. Most modern F1 teams get compensated with more than just money for sponsorship. They get compensated with gear, software, or even some accessories. They're constantly highlighted throughout each episode. Coca-Cola has its own branding on any bottle carried around by the drivers. Richard Mille provides the drivers with watches. Dell chips in with some computers. Hilton with accommodations. Clips with audio gear. And Puma with their shoes. All these products are constantly highlighted throughout every single Unboxed video, in a way that doesn't make them very apparent or overbearing. Products that can't be highlighted throughout these videos get their own dedicated video. 13 episodes produced for the 2021 season got an average of around 478,000 views, which is also very impressive because that figure is really close to McLaren's 688,000 subscriber count. The turnaround time for each episode is also very good, as videos are usually released only 2 to 3 days after a race weekend finishes. You can also say this series is successful because other teams are starting to notice it. Williams and Red Bull both recently started similar series, albeit with a few differences in production and slower turnaround times. Aston Martin, however, seems to copy Unboxed the most with the F1 Insider series. While the episodes do have some music and some direct talk with team members, the series mimics the natural coloring and handheld look of its McLaren counterpart. So that's it. That's a look at Unboxed success, McLaren's marketing restructure, and how sponsorships are slowly becoming more than just stickers on a sideboard. Thank you for watching, and I hope you stick around for the next one.